Warning, the following video is not for women and only works for men.
This video shares controversial psychological techniques of reconquest, attraction, and persuasion that many women will find offensive and uncomfortable because they give men the ability to enter a woman's mind and make her obsessed with him without her realizing it. You're about to hear secrets from a relationship expert discovered in a little-known foreign forum with scientific papers that have been archived by major institutions and currently not open to the general public. In this video, some very strange and curious truths will be revealed about what women really want in men, why they become strangely obsessed with certain types of guys, and why, even after a breakup, they always end up going back to them. And I'm absolutely sure you've never heard these secrets before, so watch to the end to understand exactly how it works. There's a strange mind trick that every woman secretly wants to try out on a man. Whether it's your ex-girlfriend, ex-fiancé, ex-wife, or that woman you most want to conquer. When you use this trick, something magical happens. It activates what scientists call the neurotransmitters of love and pleasure, oxytocin and dopamine. And once these two powerful neurotransmitters are activated, she will become emotionally addicted to you, as if you were the only thing that matters in her life. This will ignite an uncontrollable desire in her to stalk you, text you out of the blue, and crave your attention every day. She will begin to see you not just as the man she once loved, but as the only man in the world capable of making her truly happy. When you activate this mechanism in her brain, she will begin to associate you with powerful emotions of love, pleasure, and passion. The bad memories she had will disappear, and what will remain will be an insatiable desire to reconnect with you, be by your side, and never leave you again. You will become the center of her thoughts again, the star of her most intimate fantasies, the reason she wakes up smiling every day. Her personal mission will be one, to have you back in her life forever, completely in love with you like never before. And the best part, all you have to do is apply this simple trick based on neuroscience to activate these two specific neurotransmitters in her brain. I know this may sound too good to be true, but after witnessing this method transform the lives of thousands of men, I can say with complete confidence that this trick works, and works fast. In fact, if you apply it today, I won't be surprised if, in less than 24 hours, she comes to you, wanting to see you and desperate to be with you again. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that in the next few minutes. But most importantly, I'm a man who's been in your shoes. I know the pain of feeling that the woman you love is slipping away, the frustration of unanswered messages, and the despair of imagining her in someone else's arms. After years of research and personal experience, I've discovered that winning a woman back isn't about gifts, apologies, or even physical attraction. It's about understanding how her mind works and how to activate the emotions that create an unshakable connection. And after so many years of helping men like you, I can say with confidence that the method I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes is the most powerful I've ever created. It's the ultimate secret to making her see you in a completely new way and rekindle her love for you, no matter what happened in the past. That's why I recommend that you stop everything you're doing right now. Fix your eyes on the screen and watch this video to the end, because in the next 5 minutes, you're going to learn a common mistake most men make that instantly destroys a woman's feelings of love and respect. The simple phrase and powerful trick that floods her mind with feelings of desire and obsession for you. And why physical attraction alone isn't enough to make her stay, and how to use a psychological trigger to restore the emotional bond between you. So listen carefully to everything I'm going to say from now on, because I don't know how long this video will be available. This may be the last time I reveal this openly. Watch to the end, and I promise it will be worth every second. Before I go on and tell you how it all works, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Casey Zander. I'm a relationship expert, and I've helped more than 50,000 men around the world transform their love lives and win back the love of the woman they thought was lost forever. And all without having to beg, grovel, send desperate messages, or send gifts. I give tips and content about women and relationships on my YouTube channel, which now has more than 500,000 subscribers, and I'm very grateful for this recognition. So, if you're suffering, you've humiliated yourself and begged several times to try to win back your ex, and you've realized that the more you do this, the more she pulls away. Know that I've been in your shoes too, and it was one of the worst moments of my life, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. You see, as much as I was the kind of man every woman dreams of having by her side, giving her presents, doing everything for her, having a good job, a car, being in shape, none of that was enough to keep this woman by my side. And before I tell you how I reversed this whole situation, making her fall in love with me again, I need to tell you about a traumatic episode that happened to me in the past. We had been dating for 3 years and had always been completely in love with each other. Our conversations flowed, we had an absurd chemistry, and sex with her was incredible. However, with the routine of the relationship, the constant fights, everything began to change. The messages were no longer the same, the way she looked at me, the conversations became shorter and shorter, and her connection with me was no longer the same. But everything changed after a strange, cold afternoon with my girlfriend Sarah. That day, I didn't expect the terrible news I was about to hear. When I arrived at her front door, ready to say goodbye, she looked me in the eye and said the words I feared the most and expected the least. "Casey, I don't know if our relationship makes sense to me anymore. I don't know if I still love you. I think it's best if we break up." I was paralyzed. It was as if a knife had gone through my chest. I remember exactly the despair, the anxiety taking hold of me, the lump in my throat that was impossible to swallow. I saw the tears on her face, but I also saw her look of pity for me, totally determined that this was what she wanted for her life. She really was breaking up with me, and I would probably never see her again. No matter how much I begged, apologized, and said that I would change, that I would be different, this was only getting more and more humiliating, and it seemed that she was creating an expression of contempt for me. And worst of all was hearing things like, "The problem isn't you, it's me. You deserve someone better. I'm not ready to take a step beyond where we are now, and I need some time alone." It was obvious that these were ridiculous excuses to try to comfort me a little and hide the real reason why she wanted to break up with me. But in reality, it just made me feel more and more like shit. The next few weeks were a living hell. I couldn't sleep. I'd stare at the ceiling at night wondering what I'd done or said wrong. I kept sending huge texts begging her to come back with me, saying how much I was suffering without her, that I couldn't live without her, literally humiliating myself. Hours and hours waiting for a reply. Until one day, finally, my cell phone vibrated and it was a message from her, but it wasn't what I expected. "Ethan, you're sounding crazy. Get over me, please. I told you I don't want you anymore. Stop texting and calling me." Each time this feeling of despair grew in me, I entered a limbo where I could no longer do anything but think about her. I couldn't focus on work. I couldn't leave the house to do anything. Life really seemed to have lost its colors for me and everything had turned to ashes. It really was a feeling of mourning, knowing that I would never have her by my side again. What made me most depressed was imagining her with another guy. I was breathless just thinking about it. It didn't matter how much I didn't want to think about it, but imagining her naked, riding him, enjoying it much more than with me, that scene haunted me day and night. What had I done wrong? Why doesn't she love me anymore? What do I need to do to get her back? These questions kept running through my head. I was already frustrated enough, but I knew I had to do something about this situation at some point, unless I wanted to live the rest of my life like this. So I started researching the internet in depth, watching courses, videos, articles, and even books to understand what the secret was to getting my ex back with me. Some of them were interesting, but they always seemed fake, as if they weren't really genuine. Telling the same old story, you need to make no contact. Stop following her on all social networks. You need to create new hobbies. You need to go out with your friends, meet new people. You need to start going to the gym and take care of yourself. Even those relationship coaches trying to sell their consultations that didn't work at all, making me spend tons of money and still be in the same place I was, and none of it made sense to me. So, after a lot of effort and searching, almost giving up, and simply accepting the fact that I was never going to get her back, I came across a foreign forum where several anonymous guys were publishing studies and articles that had been archived by well-known institutions and organizations on various controversial subjects, including attraction and winning her back. At first, I was a little skeptical and thought to myself, this must all be bullshit. But my eyes widened when I came across an article on this forum that talked about a psychological trick to stimulate women's brains by activating 2 specific neurotransmitters responsible for their attraction, passion, and intense pleasure. I spent days and nights reading this article, trying to understand how it all worked, and how I could apply this knowledge to get my ex back with me. And as I immersed myself in these studies, I finally understood why this knowledge had never been widely disseminated. It made sense. Even psychologists and neuroscientists avoid talking about it. because we're dealing with a technique so powerful that it could literally influence the deepest impulses of the female brain. It's something that, if it were widely known, would completely change the game of relationships. After all, we're not talking about generic methods or emotional games. We're talking about a method that activates and stimulates specific neurotransmitters responsible for attraction, passion, and intense pleasure. And so, after finally understanding how it all worked, I began to apply this psychological trick exactly as the article taught. I followed all the steps exactly, and the confidence I felt at that moment was something I had never experienced before. This trick was truly something I had never seen anywhere, and after a week of consistently using this method, my cell phone vibrated the night before I went to sleep, and the message was from her saying, "How are you? I miss you. I've been thinking about everything that's happened. Can we talk?" So we made an appointment to go over everything that had happened, and the end, you already know. She just told me how sorry she was, that it was the worst decision she'd made in her life, and what I least expected, how much she couldn't do without me. We went home and had the best sex we'd had in months. When we woke up together, she couldn't stop talking about how much she loved me, and I just kept wondering how such a simple but extremely powerful piece of knowledge made her regret everything and come back even more in love with me than at the beginning of the relationship. And today, after 5 years, Sarah is my wife, we have one child, and we're living our best moments together since we got back together. Today, I really feel that she respects me, admires me, and sees me as the man of her life, who she wants to spend the rest of her life with. And after all this happened to me, I finally understood that it's not ready-made messages, no contact, and any of those things that people teach you out there that will make your ex fall intensely in love and get back with you, but a specific and proven technique to really mess with the chemistry in her brain. But before I explain how all this works, I want to tell you that this situation you're in is not your fault. I understand the desperation, the pain of going through a breakup with someone you love and doing everything you can to get them back, and yet nothing works. And this kind of knowledge is extremely privileged. I'm eternally grateful to have found it at one of the worst moments of my life. And I assure you, no one will ever tell you these things, not least because thousands of relationship coaches get rich selling lies and things that don't work to guys in delicate situations like this. But that ends today, as soon as you discover the secret I'm about to reveal to you, and which is already saving the relationships of several men.
Hey Casey, I'm stopping by to thank you. I had tried everything, conventional methods, thousands of messages, and even no contact. However, after applying the trick you taught, my ex, who hadn't spoken to me in months, in just 3 days, started sending me messages of regret and liking my posts again.
What will really make you win your ex back and make her fall madly in love with you again is to use this exact mind trick to trigger the release of oxytocin and dopamine in her brain. Oxytocin, known as the neurotransmitter of love and passion, is directly responsible for triggering those intense emotions you feel when you're madly in love with someone. Remember that magical phase at the start of your relationship when you couldn't stay apart for more than 5 minutes? When you spent every day thinking about the next moment when you would meet? Yes, oxytocin is responsible for all that. According to recent research from Harvard University in 2020, oxytocin production can increase by up to 300% during the early stages of love and reconnection, intensifying these emotions to the point where you feel totally involved and emotionally connected. Now, dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is linked to pleasure. When we talk about attraction and reconquest, it is responsible for creating desire and even the sensation of addiction. This makes simple gestures, such as your actions or words, become unforgettable moments for her. Let me give you an example. Maybe you've seen a documentary called Social Dilemma. Well, people's brains nowadays are always looking for more dopamine, which would be an instant pleasure stimulus, and with that, all social media, apps, and casinos are programmed to release small doses of dopamine to become highly addictive, hacking our emotional system and taking control of our impulses and desires. For example, when you're on a diet and you crave the forbidden foods the most, or when you're trying to pass a stage in a video game, your brain releases dopamine, which is what keeps you trying. The same happens when you spend hours on Instagram or TikTok scrolling through the feed. Every video you watch releases dopamine and makes you want more. It gets you hooked without you even realizing it. When I started researching this, I was shocked. You might think that this is no big deal and that it only applies to things like video games or social networks, but dopamine is one of the strongest and most addictive neurotransmitters in our brain and can be released naturally with specific activities, behaviors, and even people. Now, in an even stronger way, imagine using this same principle to activate dopamine in a woman's brain. Well, as I discovered, there are some specific behaviors and different things you can say to women that release this kind of dopamine rush. And when you activate this mechanism in the right way, something powerful happens. She starts to feel uncontrollably attracted and compelled to be with you, even without understanding why. This is the same reason why an attractive, beautiful woman can constantly go back to a toxic ex-boyfriend when everyone tells her she should move on. It may seem like she has plenty of good options for dating, but she can't stop feeling like she needs to be with this man because he's triggering the same dopamine rush. And as soon as she's not with him, she wants him back. Researchers at the Max Planck Institute confirmed in a 2021 study that dopamine is essential in the brain's reward system, acting as the engine that drives the feelings of pleasure and motivation that are essential for any healthy relationship. By activating these dopamine circuits, you trigger an irresistible mind game in your ex's mind. It's as if every time she thinks of you, her brain releases an addictive dose of reward, making the need to get you back impossible to ignore. Now pay attention. Every text message you sent, every desperate phone call, every time you begged her to come back, humiliated yourself, or asked for one more chance, all these actions were speaking to the rational side of your ex, the left side of her brain. And the truth is, no amount of logic or reasoning is going to make her feel attracted or in love with you again. In fact, that's exactly why texting, groveling, and begging for her only makes her pull away even more. What you need to do has nothing to do with logic. What you need to do is mess with her emotional center, the right side of the brain, because this is exactly where the emotional control center is located, and it's this half of the brain that will come into full activation when the oxytocin and dopamine start pulsing throughout her body. And in a specific way, by accessing the right side of her brain, something powerful happens. You awaken her most primitive instincts, activate an uncontrollable sexual desire, and definitively shape the image she has of you in the back of her mind. You awaken in her an uncontrollable attraction like never before. She will become completely obsessed with you. And best of all, she won't even understand why this is happening, and will just want to be by your side at any cost again. I know all this may seem like a lot of information, but stick with me. Because when you activate these oxytocin and dopamine circuits in your ex's mind using my system, and the trick I'm about to reveal to you in the next few seconds, you'll rekindle the feelings of attraction and desire in her, causing her to come back to you completely in love, wanting to give herself completely to you. When you use this system and make your ex's emotions go wild, the rest is literally out of her control. It doesn't matter what she knows is the right thing to do, and it doesn't matter what her friends and family are saying. She will be attracted to you, and only you, in an intense and uncontrollable way. I've divided this powerful system into 3 simple steps, which I usually call recovery, rekindle, and reattraction. In the first recovery phase, I'll show you exactly how to rebuild your ex's mental image of you. Without any work or conscious effort on your part, you will activate in her a continuous stream of vivid, intense, and passionate memories, forcing her to relive them over and over again, without being able to avoid it. You'll suppress her negative memories and make her instinctively focus on the most intimate and unforgettable experiences she had with you when the relationship was still in that magical, passionate phase. Phase 2, the rekindling phase, is where oxytocin and dopamine come into play. Oxytocin will strengthen the emotional connection between you, intensifying your physical attraction and awakening a deep desire to commit to you. Dopamine, which fuels the brain's reward system, will trigger a wave of pleasure, motivation, and irresistible desire for you. You'll discover exactly what to say to connect directly with the emotional center of her brain and arouse intense feelings of attraction, passion, and uncontrollable excitement, which are essential ingredients for disarming your ex's defense mechanisms and overcoming her rational side. If you do this in the right way, her neurotransmitters will do all the work for you. The powerful emotions that will build up inside her will make her feel an uncontrollable desire to talk to you, to be close to you, And then, in the final phase, the re-attraction phase, your ex will do all the work without even realizing it. At this point, you'll be in charge. She will give in to the intense impulses of desire and sexual attraction that have built up over the first two phases. Without you having to humiliate yourself, send thousands of texts, and make no contact, I'll teach you how to quickly turn a simple date into a night of intense sex and deep emotional connection that you've never had before. And finally, she'll completely forget why she ever left you. And when all is said and done, her brain will be chemically programmed to see you as the only man she wants and wants to spend the rest of her life with. Now you're probably thinking, all right, this system is extremely powerful, I get it, but how do I get started? Let me introduce you to the program I've been working on tirelessly for the past 2 years. I call this simple but extremely powerful step-by-step the Intense Reconquest System. This is not just a program that I have dedicated myself to with all my heart. It's the most direct and powerful tool for any man who wants to win back a woman and make her fall madly in love with him again. You can use it to win back your ex-girlfriend, fiancé, wife, or even that woman you were dating. You can use it to rekindle a relationship that has been cold and distant for months or years. Make a woman feel irresistibly attracted to you and completely involved in a relationship. You can even use it to win over any woman you want. I've spent years perfecting this method to make it infallible, and I can guarantee that you've never seen anything like what I reveal in it. If you want to win back your ex's heart and rekindle intense feelings of love and desire in her, the Intense Reconquest System is the only way to go. Within this program, you'll discover how to activate powerful waves of oxytocin and dopamine in her body and mind, rekindling the deepest feelings of love, desire, and pleasure. And most importantly, you'll learn the exact step-by-step process to bring her back into your arms forever. Now, let me show you some more of what you'll have access to when you join the program today. The restorative message. Have you done anything stupid since the breakup that has upset or hurt your ex? Send this 4-sentence message that you can simply copy, paste, and send to your ex right now. These words have been strategically created to reverse any damage you may have caused after the relationship ended. No matter what happened, this message will remind her of what you really meant to each other. Now, if you're thinking of using the no contact technique to get your ex back, I'm sorry. But the truth is that will only drive her further away, unless you know how to do it the right way and stir her deepest emotions with my magnetic alpha technique. With this powerful technique, you'll stir her deepest emotions and make her desperate to hear from you again. The hypnotic date phrases. If you want to dominate any date with your ex and make her see you in a completely new way with these 3 powerful and easy-to-remember phrases, you'll create an instant connection, leaving her mesmerized with your every word and awakening a burning desire in her for you. You'll never again be taken by surprise or at a loss as to what to say on a date with her. But use these phrases carefully, as she may want to go straight to bed with you. You probably know that trying to make your ex jealous in the wrong way is a shot in the foot. She'll realize it, and instead of feeling attracted, she'll just feel repulsed. But with my indirect jealousy trick, you activate her jealousy and curiosity in a subtle and powerful way, making her think about you obsessively without ever understanding exactly why. The hidden desire messages. These 3 text messages are strategically designed to express your feelings without seeming needy. These messages tamper with her emotions in a surgical way, making her feel overwhelming regret for leaving you. These messages are impossible for her to ignore. Apologizing to your ex may seem like the right thing to do, but most of the time it's the exact opposite. It only reinforces past mistakes and makes you look weak in her eyes. Instead, use my invisible apology strategy, which replaces empty apologies with powerful actions, arousing respect, admiration, and an uncontrollable desire in her for you. The 6 forbidden words. Warning, only use these 6 forbidden words if you really want to get this woman back. Because when you say these words, you'll notice how a wave of oxytocin and dopamine invades her body, and she'll be exploding with lust for you no matter where she is. They're designed to awaken an intense emotional connection, linking memories of you to the deepest, most secret fantasies she'll ever admit to. The irresistible mystery trick. You'll discover how to create a sense of mystery so compelling that her brain instantly releases dopamine, arousing curiosity and an uncontrollable desire to know about you. This trick activates her unconscious motivation, making her feel compelled to talk to you, even if she swore she'd never do it again. And that's just the beginning. These are just examples of what you'll find in the intense reconquest system. Once you've used these tricks on your ex, she won't be able to think about anything or anyone else except you. It doesn't matter how long ago you broke up. It doesn't matter if she says she doesn't love you anymore and has moved on. It doesn't matter if you've made a serious mistake, cheated, or done something apparently unforgivable. And believe me, it doesn't even matter if she's already met another guy. She'll look at you and see the most attractive and irresistible man in the world, the man of her life, the one she wants to spend the rest of her life with. In fact, you'll be the protagonist of every thought and deepest fantasy that crosses her mind. And whenever she imagines the future alongside a man, the only face that will appear in her mind will be yours. In fact, I dare you, and I'll even test you. After applying any of the phrases or techniques I've just shown you, you can put a photo of Brad Pitt next to you. You'll be shocked when you realize, from the look in her eyes, that she wants you more than any famous man that women are crazy about. You'll see with your own eyes that it's you she really wants. And the proof of this is the thousands of messages I receive every day from men who have applied my method and have been impressed with the results.
To be honest, when I watched your video, I was really skeptical because you made it seem so easy. But then I started applying the program, and exactly 8 days later, my ex started texting me and asked to meet for a dinner after work. She said she missed me and really wanted to try our relationship again. I've never felt such incredible relief. I know I need to do things differently this time, but I can say for sure that your program is amazing.
Hey man, my name is Trevor. I just wanted to thank you. It's been 2 months since I started using your program, and honestly, I thought there was no hope for me. She said there was no chance we'd get back together, and now she and I are giving it another shot. I hope this time I get it right and everything works out.
And every day I receive hundreds of messages and photos from men who have won back their exes thanks to the powerful and exclusive knowledge I share in the intense reconquest system. And honestly, I know there are other programs and methods out there on the internet. Some of them even have interesting ideas, but I can guarantee you one thing. None of these other programs have a real scientific basis. Investment in serious research, use of relationship science, and proven tests like the intense reconquest system. And that's exactly why I say it without fear. The intense reconquest system has everything you need to get your ex back and make her fall in love with you all over again, like never before. With access to the intense reconquest system, you'll practically have a remote control on your ex's mind, a powerful trigger that will leave her completely obsessed with you, unable to think of anything else but getting you back. And that's why I'm asking you, can you feel it? Can you feel your heart beating faster, your hands restless, your mind racing, so that you can access this program as soon as possible and bring your wife back into your life? Can you imagine what your life will be like once you have this power in your hands? How will you feel when you see the woman of your life begging you to get back together, texting you all the time, calling you, and treating you like the most important person in the world? Even the opinions of her family and friends will no longer matter because she'll do whatever it takes to make sure you're seen in the best possible light. Her love will be stronger than any external judgment. Now tell me, how much is it worth to you to be the protagonist of her fantasies again? To be the man she goes to sleep with and wakes up thinking about, the one person she wants to text all day long, the one she loves intensely and longs to build a future with once again. I imagine that this is of immeasurable value to you. For years, I've seen men suffer painful breakups simply because they didn't understand neuroscience and female psychology. But now, with the intense reconquest system, it's as if I've downloaded a woman's mind, put it into a system, and delivered it completely ready for you, so that you can rebuild that relationship and live alongside the woman you really love. And so it's fair to say that this program should be worth at least $1,000, but you won't pay anywhere near that. I know that not everyone can invest that amount, even if they know that this program can completely transform their lives and bring back the woman they love so much. And honestly, I have a personal confession to make to you. After everything I've been through, the rejection that shattered my self-esteem, the paralyzing fear of never meeting someone again, the regret for everything I should have done differently, And worst of all was the pain of imagining her in bed with another guy. Just the thought of it consumed me, tore me up inside. I know exactly what it's like to live like that. That's why I made a decision to help as many men as possible win back the woman of their lives and rebuild a relationship that is stronger, more intense, and truer than ever. And that is my mission in life. If I can help thousands of men to be happy again, then it will all have been worth it. I've seen other fake specialists charge absurd amounts of money for things that don't even work. And that's why I'm not going to charge you $1,000, not even $500, which would still be a fantastic deal for you. Heck, I won't even charge you half of that, which would be $250, the value of a short consultation with me. In fact, if you sign up today, you'll receive the complete Intense Reconquest system for a tiny investment of just $37. That's right, a one-off payment of $37. No extra costs, no hidden fees, and no subscriptions. That's just the price of a bouquet of flowers, which you'd spend trying to convince her, and in the end, it wouldn't do any good. And another thing, as soon as we have enough men to fill the first 500 spots, we'll end this promotion. After all, I need to give attention and priority to the guys who have put their trust in me and my program. And in fact, on one network alone, I have more than 500,000 followers proving the recognition I have, and I owe it to the people who trust me every day. And all of this is basically a gift to you, since you'll have access to a proven program that has given thousands of men around the world a second chance with the woman they love. But I have to warn you about that, because as soon as this special launch promotion ends, it's bound to happen. With the amount of updates, bonuses, and gifts we'll be putting into the program, it will be impossible to maintain this price, and it will probably go up to more than $297, which would still be a fair price. And from the amount of messages I'm getting, these 500 spots are going to run out sooner than I thought. So if you really want to change your life, and the button below is still green, sign up now by clicking on it. Because if you come back tomorrow and see the normal price of $297, don't send me an email asking for the discount. You won't get it again. Today only you can get my complete program for just $37. So click on the button below this video and sign up immediately. When you click the button, you'll be redirected to our secure payment platform. There, you'll fill in your basic details such as name, email, and phone number, and then your payment information. And then you'll need to fill in your payment details. And don't worry, no information you fill in will be saved, and all your data is protected by law. We use the same payment processing encryption that major financial institutions like JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo use, and also marketplace companies such as Amazon.com and Apple, so your payment information is completely safe. Your payment is fully protected with the most advanced encryption system on the internet. So click on the button below this video right now and secure your place. And if you're afraid to invest, you believe it won't work out for you. To eliminate any further doubts you may have, I'm willing to offer the entire system with an unconditional 180-day guarantee. You see, internationally by law, every purchase made on the internet is entitled to a 14 to 30-day guarantee, depending on where you are. But as I have great confidence in the power of the Intense Reconquest system and know how effective my method is, I have decided to extend this guarantee. You will now have 180 days to enter, watch, and apply the program, and if you don't like it or for any other reason, I will refund 100% of your money and keep access to the program with you. And can you see that there's no risk here? There are only two things that can happen. The first is that the program works and you get the woman of your life by your side, eating out of the palm of your hands, completely crazy about you like never before. The second is that the program doesn't work, I return your money, your access to the program continues, and you receive an apology from me. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Either way you win. You literally have no risk, all the risk is on me. So click the button below this video before the offer ends, and there's more. I'll tell you what, my marketing team will be all over me later, but I really want you not to miss out on this opportunity to win back the woman you love. That's why by joining the Intense Reconquest system now, you'll also receive 3 new bonuses at no extra cost to you. The first bonus is my 3-lesson quick training called Hidden Emotional Connection. In this training, I'll teach you powerful psychological secrets that most men will never discover, techniques for arousing immediate attraction and desire in any woman just through simple, natural conversation. Well, As you may already know, messages like "I miss you" or even "You're wonderful" from a man don't mean much to a woman. In fact, in women's vocabulary, these words nowadays carry the same weight as saying "you're nice." But there is a 5-word phrase that, if you say to her in the right way, you can be sure that her mind and heart will be 100% stuck on you, and only you. When a woman hears this phrase from a man, it's as if she feels a wave of emotions that forces her to rethink everything while wondering how she let you get away. And that's just one of the 7 powerful strategies I reveal in this training. You'll learn how to activate the right emotions within her without looking like you're trying to impress. Whether it's a text message, a chance encounter, or even a random conversation on Instagram, you'll know exactly how to arouse her nostalgia, desire, and curiosity to see you again. Usually this training is sold for $67, but by joining the Intense Reconquest system now, you'll get it 100% free. So book your place immediately by clicking on the button below this video. In addition to this fantastic bonus, you'll also receive a digital copy and audiobook of my book, Unraveling the Female Mind. In this book, which was a bestseller the year it was released, I reveal the deepest secrets of the female mind. Things like what women really want in a relationship, and why women can really fall for ordinary guys as long as they know how to activate certain emotional triggers. Why do women lose interest and cheat, and the psychological trick that makes her see you as the most irresistible man in her life, even if she's already decided to forget you. This trick makes her feel disgusted at the idea of leaving you. What does a woman really look for in a man, and why things like money or looks take a back seat when you understand how to create an emotional connection that no other person can offer, and much, much more. This book has not been available for purchase for over 2 years, and the only way to access it today is to buy one of its rare copies that sell for up to $150 on the internet. However, by joining the Intense Reconquest system today, you can receive it directly in your email, completely free of charge. So act fast. Click now on the button that appears below this video and secure your place immediately. Finally, the third and last bonus you'll get for free by joining the Intense Reconquest system now is my premium video lesson program called How to Make Her Sexually Obsessed with You. In this straight-to-the-point program with quick video lessons that get straight to the point, you'll discover some of the secrets that can be used when touching, kissing, or even having sex that make a woman explode with arousal and desire and become completely addicted to you. Secrets like 5 moves during sex that make any woman ecstatic in bed. Never use the number 3 at home unless you want the neighbors to hear her uncontrollable screams of pleasure. 3 parts of a woman's body that, when touched during a kiss, make her completely lose control. 4 tongue movements that make her remember you even after orgasm. Number 2 makes her beg for more and more. 7 provocative text messages that act as a natural aphrodisiac. Number 4 makes her imagine all day what it's going to be like to be on top of you all night, wanting you to release everything into her mouth afterwards. And much, much more. This is one of my best-selling trainings, which is why I sell it for $197. But by joining the Intense Reconquest system now, you'll also get it completely free. Do you realize what an insane offer I have for you today? You're getting it. The Intense Reconquest System program, the Hidden Emotional Connection training, the Unraveling the Female Mind book, and the How to Make Her Sexually Obsessed with You program. These are 3 exclusive materials that together are worth approximately $414. But you're only investing $37 for all of it. And the best part, you get an exclusive guarantee to try the program for 180 days or get your money back. Honestly, that's the best offer I can make today. I believe you've realized the value it has for you, and that's why I only have one piece of advice. Stop everything you're doing, click on the button below the video, and secure your place immediately. You need to be quick and act urgently. Places could run out at any moment. And now at this point, you only have 2 options. Option number 1 is to leave this page without signing up for the program. If you do, that heavy feeling will take over your heart. You'll have a strange feeling that you've made a mistake and that you've missed out on the only real chance of winning back the woman you love, and you'll be taking the risk of seeing her move on into the arms of another man while you watch from afar, unable to do anything to change it. And forgive me, but I have to warn you about the worst thing of all. Imagining her in his bed, pleasuring him and not you. I imagine you don't want that. That's why I suggest you choose option number 2. Seize this opportunity and secure your place on the intense reconquest system right now. With this, you'll have absolute control of the situation and the tools you need to awaken in her an uncontrollable desire for you, using simple but extremely effective mental and psychological tricks. Click on the button below and secure your place now. I promise you it will be worth it. If you join the program and believe it wasn't worth it, just ask for your guarantee within 180 days. I'll give you your money back, no questions asked. You have absolutely nothing to lose. The future you want with the woman of your life is just a decision away. So don't waste any more time and click now on the button that appears below this video and secure your place immediately. And interestingly enough, if you book your place right now, you won't just get access to the Intense Reconquest system and the other 3 bonuses I've promised you. In fact, I also want to give you access to a surprise gift. You see, we all like to receive surprises, and I have something incredible that will not only make the woman in your life chase you even faster, but will completely transform your life. And by joining the program today, you'll receive this surprise gift for free. It's not a book, it's not a course, absolutely not what you're thinking. In fact, I imagine you'll be shocked as soon as you secure your place and see that an email has arrived with access to this very special gift. Men who buy the Intense Reconquest system consider this surprise gift to be just as valuable as the training itself. And honestly, I agree with them. Just to give you an idea, this surprise gift is something that is sold individually for $300. But if you join the Intense Reconquest system by investing just $37, you'll receive this incredible gift completely free of charge. Believe me, it's by far the best offer I've ever made. And I'm only doing this because I want you to have the opportunity to experience something that could change your life. And I can't wait to see your happy face when you apply every secret I show you to your ex and see her begging you to get back together later this week. So I only ask one thing of you. Don't do this for me, do it for you. For the happy future you want to build with this woman again. So click on the button below this video and book your place immediately. Are you still there? I'll leave you with some of the questions I get the most when you buy the program. I started applying the program 2 days ago, and my ex has already started reacting to my Instagram stories. Is that normal? What do I do now? I find it really funny because I get messages like this all the time, and the guys are scared by how fast the results of the program are. But the answer is simple. Just keep applying it, and don't be scared if she's still in your bed this week. I started following the steps in the program to win back my ex. She unblocked me today and started looking at my Instagram stories, but several very hot women started liking my photos, looking at me differently on the street. Is this normal? This has never happened before in my life, and I don't know what to do. The Intense Reconquest system is really powerful, and if you want, it can give you that freedom of choice. But that will depend entirely on you, whether you really want your ex back in your life and whether you really love her. In any case, I'm happy for the incredible results you're having. Dude, I cheated on my ex and did a lot of crap. I started doing what you teach in the program a week ago, and she sent me a message last night telling me to meet up this week. What should I do? Whether I want to or not, I'm afraid I'll say something stupid on the date and ruin everything. I'm very happy to hear testimonials like this. I understand that you ended up hesitating the first time, but what matters is that now you have a second chance to do the right things. Regarding the date, you can watch the lesson on meeting your ex directly. You'll learn everything you should do and say to her, and it will be much easier than you think. How can I access the program? It's very simple. After completing your registration by clicking on the button below, you will immediately receive your login and password to access the program directly in your email, along with your exclusive access link. What if I see it's not for me and I don't like it? Well, I really doubt that, but as I said, getting a refund is easy. All you have to do is request a refund on the platform and get your money back. My ex and I broke up over a year ago. Will it work? Many of my clients ask if it's possible to win back their ex when it's been months or even a year since they broke up. And I'll be honest with you, a long period of time between breakups can actually be a very good thing. And in most cases, it makes the process of getting back together easier. And everything you need to do in this case is specified within the program. I'm too old for this. I have results from clients of all ages. My program is designed for any man who wants to get his ex back or win over any woman. When will I receive my product? Once you click on the button below, you will literally be less than 1 minute away from accessing the entire intense reconquest system, which means you can start the process of winning back your ex in just a few minutes from now. If you still have any questions about my program or your specific situation, feel free to send me an email at the bottom of this page. Well, that's it. I've already made you the best offer I could. I've proved in every way that every word I've said here is true, and I've even offered you an incredible guarantee with the best price for you to make that decision. From the bottom of my heart, I hope you take advantage of this opportunity. After all, you have nothing to lose. On the contrary, here, you only stand to gain. That's why I really hope you make the right decision. I'll stop here, and thank you for watching this video and sticking with me to the end. Hugs, and see you on the other side.